Okay, so that brings us to session 54 of our storyline, where, as a quick recap of what you're doing, at the start of year 1007, after the crowning of the first Emperor of Theatis, you got a mission to rescue some goblin princes, and a senator, and caravan, and a few other things along the way there as well. And during that time, you found yourself in Hollow World, where things aren't as you expected. Magic doesn't work as well, and the gods also went bye-bye for a while. So you've aligned yourself with one of the two remaining gods, and during that time, you've managed to free one of the goblins from captivity, with him also getting sucked into a hell dimension, but I'm sure that's not really important for completing your quest. And you're now off on a side venture to make sure that in the ensuing chaos that the spell that holds the world together doesn't also go bye-bye at the same time. Because you're in the middle of seeing one of the nations rise up and pretty much commit suicide by attacking another nation. So in doing so, to try to save your world, you're trying to save this world, and you've come across people that all worship Dimitri as the reincarnation of their god, and you've just found out that he is a direct descendant of the god himself. So when the god was in mortal form, he was one of Dimitri's ancestors. And right after finding that, you heard the battering of wings as a 9-headed dragon flew over the canyon wall, screaming in defiance. Which I can probably do a dragon roll for you. Let's see, where's a nice dragon roll? Gonna get a better one than that one? Yeah, close enough. And in that, so you'll be starting this session with everyone still on their horses. We've just been talking to the Oracle and his scribe, and we'll be going into initiative after we get everyone to describe themselves. So we shall start with Martin, who seems ready to answer about himself.
Hello, I play Willie Toscobble, a halfling bard.
The best pirate there is.
Well, apparently yes. We are very homicidal in this world, and I'm playing up to that impression.
You still haven't eaten anyone, so you're doing well.
No.
People think you're the nicest halfling they've ever seen.
That's right.
And they still sleep with one eye open looking at you.
Good move.
Then we have Stefan.
I'm playing Rhea, who is currently a mountain dwarf, druid, and is still trying to come to terms with that.
But you've got a hammer that now talks to you.
Yes. And it's a very
That's not necessarily helping you come to terms.
Yeah.
So the longer you hold it, the more stories it tells you about how fantastic mountain dwarf culture is.
Yep. And it will soon consume my soul, I imagine.
Who says it hasn't already?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
You did agree to its condition.
Mhm.
And then online we have Jeremy.
Yes, good evening all. I'm playing Dimitri Dimitrov, the aforesaid descendant of the Halav, whom he accepts that he's a powerful immortal and he's someone he's grown up with in his family culture, but hey, he's never been particularly religious type, so hey, take it or leave it. But obviously, Dimitri being the humble soul that he is, you'll see no difference in his demeanour and actions now that he's apparently the son of a god.
Yeah, I can see that. So, anything else you want to add for Dimitros?
Oh, as I say, it's just the fact that, yep, he's the one member of the party that helps hold it together. Just asking.
Big jam.
Well, we are mature raiders, so you can get out whichever word you like.
Alright.
So we don't have to worry about being nice for the language if we accidentally forget. So, next up we have Grace. Who may be on
I am playing Little Miss.
Yep.
I am now an elf. I am now an elf. I am still a sorcerer.
And you're still albino.
I am still adjusting to the extra 3.5 feet of height that I've gained in my recent reincarnation into a new body.
And that's just for the years.
And the look of abject terror in Roy's eyes every time he looks at you.
Terror?
Yes, you are the boogeyman in incarnation as far as he is concerned. Your form is that of his people's horror creatures.
When you say his people, do you mean his new body?
No, all of the elven culture. The form that you
Right,
have
yep, okay,
is
yep.
is what they use as their boogeyman, as their hated enemy.
Right. Yep. Still an albino.
Yep.
That didn't change.
And didn't necessarily help the situation either, now that you're an elf.
So yeah, like, I'm doing my usual embrace the chaos attitude about my new body. Not too worried about it, you know, you just kind of got to roll with the punches. Still very piratey. Still horrified about the fact that apparently along the way I've been taught a bunch of nasty magic that I shouldn't really know, and, you know, still in the process of purging that from my mind and hoping to come across some people I can learn some new things from.
And one thing you have discovered in your new body is that when you actually look at your ability to use your Spectral Scythe, it now seems to arc with electricity instead of the necrotic energy.
That's probably a good thing.
Can you just run past me Spectral Scythe
So
as a player?
So that is the cantrip where it turns a staff into a scythe.
Oh, right. Yep,
And
yep.
now instead of doing necrotic damage, it now does lightning damage.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you said sight, not
I heard
sight.
sight as well.
Sorry.
Just be aware, Martin. There's a bit of reverb coming through. I don't know whether or not it's certainly not making a problem issue.
Let's see if I can
might
bring
make an impact on the recording.
this one a bit this way and see if I can not break things. Has that cut back on any of the reverb? Because we don't hear reverb on this end.
A little bit. Might just be me. That's all right.
No, I'm getting a little bit too, but it's okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's also happening on this end, but only with Martin's connection. Like I'm hearing Grace and
that's right.
Jeremy fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my Spectral Scythe still works, theoretically.
It still works, yes.
It's just that instead of being a embodiment of Death's Blade, it's now lightning strike coming out of the bottom of your staff into the blade
Right.
shape.
I just had
And
cables all get
just
caught up.
from an elements question, like, again, quickly play a mechanical thing,
Yep.
that doesn't mess with the Chaos Secret Craft thingy, does it?
It does not.
Excellent. Thank you.
So basically I'll be looking at Spectral Scythe being, if people take it, reflects the god you follow, not just having one element as the power, as the energy it uses. Because more than one god uses a scythe as their weapon.
Yep.
So I just had to move some controllers I was dropping all over the place out of the way so I didn't break them further. Okay.
No, Martin, don't lose control.
Well, I already dropped it 3 times while trying to move it. So it does happen. Okay, and that brings us to Emerist, the who will find out that in the time he's been away, he's missed out on all the opportunities to discover how horrific halflings are in the setting.
Yeah. So my name is Emrys. I am playing Nasty Stump, come Simply Red, come Deadpool Stump Double. I have...
So you're not the bartender?
Yeah. No, not the bartender.
Okay.
Because I'm scarred all over because I jumped into the fire because I'm clever.
Cool. Carry on.
That's one explanation.
Yeah, well, I figured it was more appropriate for the younger viewers out there. You know? So I have recently refound the light of Cimarak. Did I get that right?
However you pronounce it is correct.
Yes, cool, that. And yeah, I'm really excited about my 2 very normal rapiers that I have, and my no magic or magic items that I have, because it's really going to help me against the dragon. So yeah.
Okay, so that is we will have a David joining us when he can make it. Unfortunately, work has those issues. So I'll just finish setting up, and then I'll get people to give me their initiative once my finger stops double clicking on things. So if you want to roll your initiatives, I will ask for them in a moment. What is
As usual, my only good roll of the night is wasted. My initiative's 20.
Did you roll a natural 20?
No,
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
You're
And hey,
on
it might not be wasted. It means you can run first.
which means you might actually go before the big flaming death that's coming his way.
That's okay. So you can run. You can be the first person to run.
It would be good not to be in a clump.
So what was Willie's?
13.
13. So clumping for you it is. Raya, what did Raya get?
3.
3. Okay, so you really are going, look, dragon.
Yep.
What did Dimitri get?
12.
And what did Simply Red get? For
When
Emrys.
it comes off mute.
Can everyone hear me? Sorry.
We can now.
Yeah, I very carefully put my dice away in a very safe place. And later when I decide I know where that is, I'll get them, but in the meantime I found some other dice.
So they might work better for you.
My initiative is 20.
See, look, your midterm dice seem to like you a lot.
Yeah, not natural though, that's, you know,
They're aiming for promotion.
pretty much.
Okay.
The second string dice have taken their opportunity with both dots.
Have we had a chance to replenish our spells?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, most of you should have because you didn't cast any spells before entering the ravine, so
No, that's right.
you should be fully rested and fully healed. So I will make sure you're all at max.
Good to hear. Thank you.
You're at the max.
Martin,
Yeah.
I just want to double check what my max currently is, because before I got a new body, my max health went down because of my dagger, and now I'm in a new body. I don't know if that max is...
The reduction would
What
still
that
be the
max
same.
is.
Because
Okay, so it still has the reduction applied?
still has a reduction applied.
Can I say dag-nammit?
You can dag-nam it if you wish to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the 6 of you, plus the 2 people you've come to see, and a giant flying dragon screaming above you as you're going. So
Who's got a head for each of us?
there are 9 heads, so there's more than 1 head to go around.
So he's got a head for each of us, plus one spare.
No, 3 for Plumman.
Okay, and as Plum's not here, he'll be going last.
And sorry, what Martin is my max currently? It's 46?
Well, I've got you down at 44 at the moment.
44, okay.
If your con changed between races, then it could be different.
Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't checked that yet, but, yeah, I couldn't remember if it was 44 or 46, so that's fine. I'll go with 44.
We can
And
worry
I'll
about
check
it
the
later.
race stuff later.
We'll figure it out later as we go. Okay, so, at this stage, Little Miss and Simply Red both get to go first. And you see, more than 80 feet up, is that, dragon. I'd probably say he'd probably be about 120 feet above you.
Directly above?
At the moment when you notice him, he roars above you, so I'll put in a elevation. So it actually has an elevation. And if I zoom out, you have rocks around a statue, you have scaffolding that goes up the cliff wall. The cliff itself is about 80 to 100 feet along this ridge line here. And you're technically on your horses, so you would actually be a little bit more spread out. Give me a sec to fix being able to move things. Okay. Okay, cool. Then I have to replace my mouse.
Does the dragon appear hostile?
It's screaming at the moment, and most screaming dragons aren't considered unfriendly.
It might be screaming hello, but...
Do I know what type of dragon this is and if it has any weaknesses?
You've never heard of a 9-headed dragon before.
It sounds like...
Other than the fact it has 9 heads, does it look remotely like any dragons I have heard of before?
Well,
Like in colouring and size and stuff?
if you want to spend an action to try to figure it out, then yes, you can give me a Arcana check.
Okay, I'm happy to do that. I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to be smart and work it out. I'm just like, it's blue, it must be an electricity dragon, and just like being dumb. But if you still want an Arcana check for even that, I'm happy to do it.
Okay, give me an Arcana check.
That is 13.
13. Looking at it, it seems more brown than any particular colour you're used to, but from what you remember reading about in Arendi and on the seas, is it looks like a flying version of the Sea Hydra.
Ooh, Sea Hydra.
Because Sea Hydra is a common threat to the Arendi Navy.
Yeah.
He's got this in Air Hydra.
So what do I know about Sea Hydra?
If you take off a head,
Will grow back?
they can grow back.
Do I know, like, is there any weaknesses or anything about them that I know?
They don't appear to have any weaknesses. They are
Except
just
in the-
horrific creatures. It's just basically pile on the damage and hope it sticks.
Yeah, so they don't have, like, magic immunity or anything. Like, at least the regular Hydras I'm talking about.
The regular Hydras you know of don't actually do that, but they do gain hit points when they regrow their heads.
Right. Okay.
Or a
And is
weakness
that
in
my
your ability
turn?
to make decisions.
Or is that, like, in place of a move?
That would be your action, but you can still move.
Okay. Instead of moving, I'm going to shout to everyone, and like, I'm going to, like, almost punch Red in the shoulder and point at it and go, like, Sea Hydra, but in the air.
So you're all currently on your horses as well?
Yeah, I'm assuming that my horse is, like, next to him, or that's my hope
Yep.
anyway, that I'm close enough to him that I'm, like, able to, like, reach off from my horse and, like,
There's
punch him in the
you
shoulder and point
and
it out.
there's Red, so yes, you can actually, you're pretty much close enough to be able to say, look.
Yeah. So I'm shouting very loudly, flying Sea Hydra, and pointing at it.
Okay, and now it is simply Red's go.
Okay, so I'd like to pull out my phone and call Captain America.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, the best way to defeat Hydra is with that amazing chin. No, Martin, can I ask for a bit of DM's discretion? I want to try something.
Yep, you
You
get
know
a lot
how
of
I
discretion.
You know how I do that thing where I jump on the ground and pull my cloak over me so I look like a tree stump?
Yep.
Could I do that as like a tumble off the
Horse.
horse and somehow kind of hold a piece of fish that I've got in my pocket just on top of it so it looks like there's some fish there and have the spear underneath ready to be like with a helmed move, or is that pushing it?
No, I'm happy for you to do that.
Do I need to roll some sort of...
Some sort of stupidity check?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I'll just let you do it.
Alright, so I roll to the ground, flip over, suddenly there's a tree stump there. Where did he go? But there's a fish sitting on the tree stump. And underneath the fish is me sitting there with my javelin ready to go, like, stuff.
Okay, so...
And this is the fabulous idea of Simply Red, the former, now a smear.
Okay.
I like it.
It has strength to it, right?
I like it too.
I don't know if strength is the term I'd use, but I like it.
And then it is up to Willie.
Alright. I'd like to cast a fireball.
Yep.
Alright.
Go the old faithful.
Give me a caster check with using, because you're the bard, aren't you? So the history check to see if you can pull off using spells.
Everything spell.
What's the modifier on that?
Your
Whatever the history check is.
yeah, add your history bonus to it. And I believe the DC is based on
DC is 15 plus spell level. I think I like to cast unknown spells. It's the same thing.
that they count as unknown spells.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 20. So that would be successful.
That's successful. It goes off.
Okay.
Your fireball goes off with a boom. You have the sound effect for it, so
I was going to say, if that's the number of dice that Martin's rolling, it was a real blue.
there goes off your fireball.
Better check. Sorry. Just checking exactly how many spell dice it goes off. Target takes 8d6 fire damage.
Do you cast it at a higher level?
No.
Standard is 8d6.
So is that D6? Much better than the old a D6 per level.
Yeah.
26 points.
26 points of damage. Okay. Okay, so you managed to blow one of its heads off.
Oh, nice.
The head spirals down to the ground.
Alright, and I'll run 30 feet in a random direction, away from the party.
Running or riding?
I guess riding, yeah?
Obviously, you could jump off your horse as you do it, but yeah, so
I'm
you won't
happy
take the horse
I'm
away
happy
too.
yeah, run further, whatever.
Okay, so which way do you want to go? So that is you there.
I will go that way, yes.
How far?
Whatever the range
I think a horse
that
does...
my movement is.
Horses do... Jeremy, what's the
Base
base
40?
40, okay.
I think it's 40.
We'll just do 40 for the moment. We'll look it up later.
Okay.
There we go.
I mean, for the purpose of this, it doesn't matter too much, I don't think.
Alright. No worries.
And then, Dimitri, you're up.
Now what? Seeing that Fireballs was effective, he will try likewise.
Okay.
And he's got Arcana check of... where am I? Arcana 18, which is just enough for a third level spell.
Just enough.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20, 29, 33, 36 points of damage.
Okay, you managed to blow another of its heads off, and it also spirals down. So it was 36?
36, yep.
So does it bring it within lance range of...
Give me a sec. Just keeping track of numbers. So yeah, the head's still, falling. So
Right.
it's not falling.
Oh, okay.
He's basically blowing a head off.
And yeah, Dimitri will probably go for moving 20 feet off in a slightly different direction to relax the space.
Does it actually have saving throws? Because I didn't actually roll any saving throws for them.
True, it probably should have saving throws.
Yes. Because, I should have actually seen what was the saving throw. So,
Yeah, dexterity takes saving throws.
dexterity saving throw. So, first one, I believe an 8 means you didn't succeed.
Okay.
And for Dimitri's one, I believe a 10 meant it didn't succeed.
Not quite.
But at least I rolled for it.
Yep.
Cool.
Hopefully it would have dropped the head off anyway, surely. Even if it got half damage.
Okay. So, now that Dimitri's has his turn,
And actually he's moving, say, 20 feet off to the northeast, who's looking at that, just so he makes a space amongst the group.
So that's Dimitri there, so you're going that way?
Yeah, just 20 feet. Doesn't need to go too far, that's fine, that'll do.
There we go. Is that better?
That'll do, yeah.
Okay, that puts you there. So you're still on your horse as well?
Yep.
Okay. I might get both of you to also give me a handle animal check with the fireballs going off.
Well, they're going off 100 feet away.
They are going off above and echoing through
Okay. More importantly, with a screaming flying hydra above their head, I
Yes,
understand
that's
it.
16.
Hammer animal 16.
So yes, you both managed to control your animals. On people's turns they will also need to make a roll, but
Sorry.
but Little Miss didn't have to because the fireballs happened after her turn. And Simply Red got off his horse.
That's right.
So, the Hydra circles over the other side of the ravine, where the scaffolding is. So, flies over there and lands on the scaffolding.
Is the scaffolding solid?
No,
Didn't think so.
But it's supporting its weight.
well, it sort of seems to be trying to push the scaffolding over.
Right.
Ah.
Is there anyone on the scaffolding at the moment?
At the moment, no.
Okay, that's right then.
He does drop a little bit like that, and at that point you do notice it grows another 4 heads.
4 heads.
Yeah, so fire doesn't stop it regenerating heads. That's a shame. So it's up to 11 now, is it?
It's up to 13 heads. Oh no, that should be 11 heads.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is its turn. Next one up is Raya.
I got a 22 for my first check.
Did it destroy its own heads, or did one of us? Did I miss?
Two fireballs went off, and each fireball took out a head.
Okay, yep.
But apparently, unlike the classical Hydra, fire doesn't automatically fear the stump.
Okay. So, it is now Raya's turn.
Yeah. Necromancy doesn't work here, does it?
Necromancy does not work well here at all.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So I'm just gonna... How far away is this thing?
This thing is 80 feet up, and about from you is also another 60 feet across. So 60 feet across, but 80 feet up.
Oh, yeah, nowhere near. I guess I'll just...
You could ride up to it.
Yeah, no thanks.
You can try to also do an Arcana check on it and see if you get anything more that little miss missed out on.
My con is not very good.
So it's about 100 feet away
Or history.
in a direct line.
History I have. I might try that history. That's just an 18.
An 18? An 18 is pretty good. So, looking at it, you do remember the stories of how the water dragon, the water hydras are harmed by fire. So,
Okay.
the opposing element.
But if this one's got different elements...
This is an
So
air
this is an
hydra.
air Hydra.
Oh, this is an air hydra.
Possibly,
Oh, okay.
it's possibly harmed by Earth.
And you're assuming its weakness is acid. If
Right,
it takes acid
so-
damage, it doesn't regenerate.
Okay. I will...
As all the other different hydras would also be similarly affected by elements.
Okay, I'll tell the team acid damage will stop it regenerating. And I have no spells that do acid damage, so good luck. And then as my move action, I will turn around and ride away 30 feet.
Okay. Which way do you want to ride?
Away.
Brave for
That's
what?
30 feet.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
So you're starting to clump with Little Miss.
That's fine.
That's okay. I'm just using... Flamin is just looking up at the thing flying with that look of, damn you!
Yep.
And he's cursing it in Ethingarian. Then it is Little Miss's turn.
So it's still got 13 heads?
It is 11 heads.
So who knows about the acids?
Everyone, because it was yelled out by Raya.
Nice.
What do you mean 11? I thought you said 13.
I said 13 by accident.
He
Yeah, because
started at 9, lost 2, but then got 2 back for each head that lost.
I forgot to remove the 2 that from that number that had been lost, so I added it to the original number.
Oh, I see. Yep, so it's got 11. Yep, okay.
Not great math day for me today so far.
So, I'm going to yell, stop destroying its head.
We got that.
Well, you do know the only way to kill one is to take out its heads.
I was going to say, and particularly, it's not like Fireball is a particularly precision instrument. I'm surprised we actually look at
is that-
individual heads.
So the only way to get rid of Hydra is to take out all the heads before it regenerates. Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
That is the only way to kill a Hydra.
You
Oh.
can't really attack the body itself separately.
Yeah, okay. So I won't yell that then. Cool. So I'll probably yell out something more along the lines of destroy the heads faster.
If we take out all 11 in one round, we're all good.
Yeah, basically. I'll basically convey that as succinctly as I can.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do a Chaos Bolt, which I think requires a skill check, does it not?
It does, yes. But luckily for you, it's only a DC 16.
Oh, yay. What am I adding to it?
You're adding to it your, because you're a sorcerer, your Arcana.
No. Don't I need a skill check to see if I can successfully cast here?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
Arcana check.
Yes, that's why it's Arcana. Sorry, I got the half the sentence and the second half didn't process till after I spoke.
All good.
I'm sorry. I got a 14.
You get a 14. You feel the energy just dissipate out of you as you cast the spell, and nothing seems to go anywhere. But you trigger a wild surge.
Oh, sweet! As in roll on the table, or roll to see if I roll on the table?
Roll on the table.
Okay, let me get out the appropriate dices for that. And yes, I know I said dices.
We thought it was deliberate.
Let me see what that is. Oh, no way. You remember that if you die within the next minute, you immediately come back to life thing?
Yep.
Yep, it's that one.
Okay. So yes,
this chaos thing seems pretty predictable.
well, it's an interesting thing to have on the field.
Yeah. We'll see what the Hydra comes back as.
It's not going to be that nice all the time, I can tell you that. There's like 50 different options on this table.
Okay, so, now, did you wish to move your character anywhere?
Probably behind tanky people.
Yep, and you also need to give me a animal handling roll with your horse.
Oh great, yeah, that's right, I'm on a horse. I'm really not comfortable, hey. The whole time we've been on a horse, I've just been like super awkward and almost afraid of the thing, hey.
Yeah.
Like, as afraid as I am of anything as a pirate. Animal handling is nature?
It would be...
No, it's its own thing. Okay, 17.
17. You have good control of the animal. You're being told well. And where do you wish to move to?
Well, he's even more scared than you are.
Where do you wish to move to?
Like I said, behind something tanky, or a place to hide.
So you move behind Blayman?
Not like right behind him. I don't want to get in his way.
Well, that way you're not between him and the Hydra.
Yeah, I just want to put myself, like, him, I want to put Playman between me and the Hydra.
Okay, so there's Blayman between you and the Hydra.
Excellent.
Okay. So that brings us to the Stump in the field.
So first of all, I'd like to make a quick correction. Plarman's not swearing. Plarman's like, it's not a horse. What's that? It's not a horse. He hasn't noticed me, has he?
No.
I'd like, and how far am I from everyone else?
See that little dot? That I'm moving the pointer around? Yep, that's you just there. That's the little Stump.
And who's to my right?
Playman.
Right. So I would like to ready an attack. So if an attack comes near me or Plarman, I would like to do an attack. But otherwise, I want to stay hidden for a little while.
Okay.
Because I'm no use in range.
You are the only Stump in the field.
Fair enough.
Okay. Next person up is Willie. What would Willie like to do?
I'm trying to find a spell that does acid, and I can't find any.
Melts acid arrow.
Acid splash.
Yeah, I don't have that memorised, so... I don't know if there's anything in particular I can do. So I'll just sing a song.
You sing a song?
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing that it potentially, if we do damage to it, and at least someone does acid damage each round, that might be enough to stop it regenerating.
Alright.
I don't know, but...
Yeah, I can't help you.
Okay.
So Fireball was it, and I don't want to risk Fireball.
Well, if we give it more heads, there won't be room on the body and it'll fall down and collapse.
Is that a serious tactic?
I mean, it's actually seriously something to consider, because eventually, if we do it enough, it would, like, in terms of physics, it wouldn't be able to fly anymore, it'd just fall on its faces.
Yeah, I don't think it obeys the laws of physics anyway.
Alright, well, I'll delay and see what Dimitri comes up with.
Okay. I like it. Okay, so Dimitri, here to save the day.
Okay. Well, he will go with Melk's acid arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Although that's a bit more challenging for the show and cast. Because Jens Diamond doesn't like that much.
I know.
Oh, but an actual 20 probably gets me through the Arcana check for it.
Okay, so... roll your damage.
Yeah, my Melk's acid arrow. On a hit target's 4d4. 2, 3, 4. Oops. 6, 10, 12, minus 2 is 10 points of acid damage.
10 points of acid damage.
Oh, actually, so I get a minus 2 penalty to casting spells, but that would expect damage as well. So.
Okay, so how much did you say in the end? 10?
I rolled 12,
Well,
but yes, I took 2 off to that. But yes, I'm not entirely good with the take damage off, so.
Okay, so you hit it hard enough to take one of its heads off.
Nice.
And you see it sizzling with damage.
Oh, hang on, actually, sorry. That was the caster check to actually cast it, but then I've actually got to do a range spell attack to actually hit it.
That is correct.
It doesn't get a saving throw.
It does not get a saving throw.
And I'm at +7, AC 22.
That is a definite hit.
Okay. And it'll take another 2d4 damage, the extra damage at the end of its next turn.
Okay. It is its turn now. And it seems to fly down towards you. Having
Oh, and Dimitri will also get off the horse.
You get off the horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make his move action and step away a bit, so therefore it's not actually going to be, if the horse scampers, it's not going to trample him.
Okay. Trying to get the elevation right. Because usually it is not an easy button to get to. Okay, so it lands beside you.
Well, it doesn't like me. Or it likes me too much.
Seems to like you too much.
Okay.
Okay, and it starts to attack you.
Marvellous.
So, first roll goes for the horse, and hits armor class 27.
I think that'll probably hit the horse.
And does 8 points of piercing damage to the horse.
Okay.
Second attack goes for the horse, doing hitting armor class 19, and doing 9 points of damage to the horse. Horse is still going. Next head actually strikes the ground, going for the horse. Apparently they couldn't get the 3 heads into the same spot. And he's arguing with one of the other heads, so you've got 2 heads tied up. So that's 4 of the heads done. And then one of the heads goes for you.
Okay, only 6 to go.
So would a 20 hit you?
20 would normally hit me, but I would use a reaction to cast shield.
Okay, so bounces off your shield. As you see its teeth dragging along the edges of your shield.
Okay, well, in this one actually, invisible barrier of magical force. So,
You actually see the edges of the barrier sparking with it actually doing it.
okay, so yeah, so that means 20 missed.
The 5th one attacks you, getting a 17.
17 will miss.
Another one attacks you, getting a 24.
24 sounds like it got around the shield.
And just because it's you, it does minimum damage of 6 piercing damage.
Okay, which all gets absorbed by the arcane ward.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one of the next head goes for the horse and misses the horse. And then the horse then gets unfortunately ripped apart by the last 2 heads.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope you appreciate, guys, that Dimitri's providing company pension for you, so now.
Okay, and then it
Taking
takes...
it all.
You notice another head fall off from your acid damage.
Oh, okay.
Because it takes it on its turn.
Yep. So did you want to roll for it? Okay.
I'm taking it from half the damage I dealt previously.
All good.
Okay, so it's down to 9 heads again. Then Raya. At this stage, any damage you do to it won't regenerate a head because it's still under the effects of acid damage.
Ah.
It doesn't have to be the
And
damage
how
that
far
does
away is
acid,
it
it just has to have acid damage on the round before it ends its turn.
Right.
So the damage it takes happened at the end of its turn, so after the end of the turn effect. So it
So
goes a whole
it gets
other
to
round.
use the head in its turn, but then it'll lose the head if
How
it's
far
got
away is
the
it?
acid.
How far away is it?
It is, here are you, so you're there, I'll get the real thing, and it is 35 feet from you.
Oh, of course, 5 feet short.
You can move.
You can, because you can move, moving is not an action, you can move anywhere up to 40 feet, you can move 5 feet, throw a spell, and then move another 35 feet somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
Because moving is
Might do that then.
is part of your turn, not an action.
Alright, so I'm going to use an evocation spell.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to,
What level spell?
second level.
Second level, so that's a DC 17.
Okay. I'm going to use an advantage.
You can use one of the points of advantage we have. you get total? Highest of the rolls.
8.
You got an 8. Okay, so it seems that we have another wild surge effect hitting the field. So could Grace please roll another wild surge, please?
I can indeed. Who did it?
Raya.
He has cast fly on a random creature within 60 feet of him.
Okay.
You so say Dimitri will start flying heavy again.
So the only person who's not in the equation is Willie the Bard.
Yeah, NPCs and the Hydra count as well.
They do. Okay, so roll a d8,
A D8. Okay.
and I shall count through them as I go around with you as number 8.
Is Raya actually
What do you
also
have?
potentially affected?
1, 2, 3.
No, it's someone around him, not
Someone around him, not himself.
Okay, so apparently you're noticing the Oracle guy you're talking to is now starting to spin in place.
Can he control his flight?
Well, he's never tried flying before.
Right.
I was going to say, he is a fly spell, so he can potentially do it, but yes, only if he knows what he expects.
And so like if I touched you on the back of the head and you'd fly and didn't tell you.
Well, I know how to fly.
Yes, but
Yeah.
the first thing he's trying to do something is you'll probably trip over and go.
Hang on, my
okay,
foot didn't
fine.
touch the ground.
So until it's his turn, he's confused as to why he's flying.
Okay.
But on your turn, then suddenly you can fly properly. It's to give you a little bit of story to go with it. So, what does Ray do after watching your spell turn into a fly ability?
The thing is, I need to be within 30 feet of the thing. So,
I assume you at least move 5 foot to do it.
yeah. Can I just move the remainder of my move
Yep.
to the west?
You want to go west, so you want to go this way?
Mm-hmm.
I want to take the ruler off to do that, and then I can go...
And hopefully stay within 30 feet of the dragon.
We're definitely within 30 feet of the dragon.
Sorry, not dragon.
So, Hydras are close to dragons for most people. Okay, so then Playman is in the middle of talking to Simply Red for some reason.
He's really going to take his delayed action or what? Oh, he started singing, didn't he?
Well, I decided to just wait.
You did delay, you can use your delay action if you wish to.
Alright, well I'd like to use Fireball now.
Okay. Set it on you.
It probably won't go off, but let's go. Oh, 15, cool. So it's 20.
20, it goes off, so send it on you.
Yep.
Okay.
Just a bit behind
You know
it.
that was a weighted question for Martin, don't you?
Well, top corner, because if it's just the Hydra, I don't want to eat up the other two people.
That's okay. Dimitri's pretty good. So the it is a 20-foot burst. The fireball. Or
Yeah,
30
but
foot.
I want to be top side of it.
So like if you center it right there, you can get quite a few people with that one.
Well, I don't want to get that many people. I want to go a little bit higher.
So that there does hit it fully and
Yes.
miss Dimitri. So if I put that there and then I agree on it, you'll see it go on the creature.
30 points of damage.
Okay, it gets a 12 to resist. What's your DCs?
16.
Then it definitely fails, and you blow one of its heads off.
Okay, and is it growing back?
It's still under the effects of acid.
No worries.
Okay. Oh yeah, I should actually put damage on it. See how much you've done to it so far. You're looking pretty messed up with all your fireballs.
Well, okay, cool.
Okay. But technically it doesn't die until it loses all its heads. Okay, so Willie has gone. So Willie now goes after Ryan.
I'll get off my horse too.
Yep. So I will put you off your horse. You're back to your normal size. As your horse. Besides, it's a good thing to get away from everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to top of the round and Little Miss.
You might be on mute.
Little Miss is down at mute at the
Yeah, little
moment.
bit on mute at the moment.
Sorry. I'm back.
All good.
Sorry. My turn?
Yep, your turn.
Yep. How many heads has it got now?
It has 8 heads on it at the moment.
And Plowman's still standing?
And Plowman's still arguing with Simply Red.
So it's still in the way and protecting me then, yeah?
Yep.
Well, it's
Right.
going to Dimitri's the one next to it that it's going for at the moment. He's attracted its attention.
I'm just finding
was
me in
selfless
relation
party
to you. Oh yeah, I see. So how far away are Dimitri and the dragon from me?
Okay, so...
Like, I can see where I am in relation to them, but I don't know the distance.
Dimitri is 55 and the dragon is 55.
Cool. I'm gonna try that, Chaos Bolt thing again, I think.
Okay. Let's see what other wild magic surges we can add to the field.
Well, I'll go do the Arcana check first, I guess.
Yes.
Well, that got lead for the dark surge, isn't it? It failed.
That's a 17.
It goes off perfectly.
Okay, so I've got to do range spell attack. Where the hell is my thing? Oh, there it is. Does a 23 hit?
At 23 definitely hits.
I'm gonna try lightning,
Mm-hmm.
and it's 8 damage.
Okay. So you hit it quite nicely with lightning damage. Unfortunately, you don't take out one of its heads.
Is that because there's a threshold you have to meet? Yeah.
Threshold per hit.
Right.
The basic one is 25 points of damage per hit.
Okay.
But every bit of point helps because you can drop it, but it won't die. It will still be
Have
alive.
the heads. Yeah.
But if you then manage to take the heads off while it's on the ground, then it's so much easier. Okay, so Little Miss gets in her little bit of lightning, which helps, and then it is Simply Red's go. So Simply
Did you want Wild Surge or not?
no, because you got your spell off correctly.
Okay, cool.
So, just to clarify, how many feet exactly am I from the dragon?
You are, because I had this handy little dandy ruler, you are exactly 35 feet from it.
And I've got those boots that you gave me, which means I have 40 feet range, right?
That is correct.
Yes. Can I... Alright, so what's happening now is, as the dragon has not realised it, the Stump has actually snuck up on him. Okay? So, from a mechanical point of view, you can imagine the stump sliding around a little bit like that bucket when there's a, dog inside it or something.
Yep.
And I leap out and use every single bit of my binary combat dice thing and attack the shit out of it.
So you do the Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid trick with a box.
Yes, that is exactly what I do. Okay, so I get out some dice. So the first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to do a attack, and I'm going to do the action surge as well.
Yep.
Yes. All right. So
the action surge happens after your attack. So you do each of your attacks is a separate pool of damage.
Yep. Cool. So the first attack is with my rapier.
Yep.
Which is 27, and it was a nat 20.
Okay, so that is a critical hit.
Yay! Sorry, I mean yay.
So roll your dice and double the damage.
All right. So yay.
Sounds decapitating to me.
Let's have a look. Do I double the plus to it or not?
Yes, just do the whole damage and then just double it.
So 24.
So 24. I'm going to call that a head fall off.
Okay. Second attack?
Yep, second attack.
Yep. That's 17.
17 is still a hit.
That's a hit.
It is a hit.
That is 10 damage.
Okay. 10 more damage.
And then I do the action surge.
And that gets you 2 more attacks.
Yep. That's a 26.
That's a hit.
9 damage. Sorry, the noise makes me really happy, so I wanted to wait for it.
That's okay.
And then the last hit's a 19.
And 19 is a hit.
And that is, 13.
Well, technically he collapses at that point, but it doesn't seem to be dead.
But can I also, as a free action, having fought Hydra before, I'd like to say some sort of insult about his heads being small, wimpish, and without rigidity, or something. Just to really piss him off while he's asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my move. I'm done.
That's okay, you did pretty well. Dimitri, you're up. It is currently prone, so you do have advantage on attacking it.
Mm-hmm. 2 quick questions. How many heads are still left?
There are 7 heads left.
7 heads there. And second question, is my shield actually still active?
Yes.
Normally it lasts 1 round, but being an abjuration spell, they tend to work better down here in the Hollow World. So
It is still active.
it is still active. I'm assuming it still only gives +5 AC and nothing better for that.
It's still only +5.
Yep. Okay, so if the shield's still active, do I have... Gee, that's a shame. I don't have a little jar of acid to pour over it while I'm standing on top of it.
Well, it's still under the effects of the acid until after its turn, so if you delay and then give it acid, it will remain not regenerating.
No, it's already been affected by both times with the acid, hasn't it?
No, it's still got until the end of its turn for to be affected by the acid. So it's acid until its next turn.
Okay.
So it's still got one effect that you've got in the field on it until after its turn.
So, in that case, yes. I will step back away from it and, well, actually, no, the chat would perhaps actually delays it then. So, yeah, I'm just going to look at it and see, oh, that's impressive, oh, interesting physiology, oh, look at that anatomy, while I'm delaying.
That's all good. So you delay. It has its go, and the acid stops burning it, but it does take. It doesn't take any more damage at this point. This is only for. Actually, you did cast well, so I'll give it another round of acid due to what your critical hit. So. It's
So I want the acid damage. The acid spell wasn't a critical, but you got a critical after. So.
You got a critical casting of it with your.
Oh yes.
Check.
Yep.
So I always give it something extra when you do that.
Cool. Happy with that.
So you think it's got one more round, and I'll give it some extra damage, which makes one of its heads fall. So it's down to 6 heads.
Okay. Well, if I'm thinking that it looks like the acid's still affecting it, I will actually just pull out my dagger and try and chop through a head.
Okay. Give me attack roll with advantage.
Well, that was... Yep, 25 AC.
Okay, so you hit. And I'm going to call it a critical hit, because you've hit.
Oh, okay.
If you have actually got a natural 20, it would have automatically severed a head.
Oh, okay. So that's double damage then?
Double damage.
5, 9, 18 damage.
18 damage. Okay, it's looking...
The sharp dagger.
It's looking pretty messed up. You did pretty well for the dagger. It's cutting right into it.
So did you do any acid damage?
It's still being affected by acid at the moment.
Okay, cool.
And that means it is now Raya's turn.
Since Dimitri's so good and precise with his acid that he makes it worthwhile.
So big damage will take your head off.
I'll try another spell.
You can just walk up and strike it.
Yeah, I guess.
It is prone and you'll do double damage.
Dimitri cut a head off with a dagger.
Yeah, I guess I'll go hit it with Whelm.
Okay.
I don't know what Whelm's damage is though, because I don't have the thing.
That's okay. That can be easily found. Let's see.
Because David had all that.
You did, and I gave it to you last time. So just roll the hit. Give yourself a +2 from the hammer.
That's a 21 non-natural.
Okay, so that is a hit. Warhammer, I'm sure I have one over there. There I am, and I have one over here. I'll update those ones, and update this one. Okay, so... So, you have... Using both hands?
Sure.
Okay, so you hit, roll 48, and add your strength bonus plus 2 to the damage.
Okay. That's 17. You said 48, didn't you?
Yep, 48.
That's 24 plus 3, 28.
28. So, with a blow from Whelm, you've managed to knock 2 of its heads flying.
Oh, okay.
With bursts of lightning flying around you do so.
This thing's eerily powerful.
And you hear the praise to the Dwarven God as you go.
Of course.
You've gone to battle. That is the Dwarven God's favourite thing, besides drinking and making things.
Yeah, he's gone to battle against an unconscious lion there. Dwarves
aren't that picky. And hey, a stationary target's better than a target trying to kill you. So then it is Willie's turn.
Alright.
It's standard Dwarven tactics. Kick it in the knees until it falls down, and then it's easy to hit.
Can I get back on my mount and make it to the thing?
Yes, you can. Let me see. Well, 40 is still there. You could make it to it as your turn without actually doing anything this round.
Alright, well maybe I'll just go half the distance and then throw the dagger.
Okay.
So, okay, cool.
It's a big target, it's not moving.
Oh, I got a 6.
You got a 6 total?
A 12.
12. Okay.
Oh, it's advantage, isn't it?
There's no advantage. 'Cause it's
Okay,
prone.
so 16.
That is a hit.
Okay. Alright, so I got 7 points of damage, but is it prone? I don't know if it's doubled or...
Yeah, basically, because you've hit it and it's in no condition to fight back or even resist, I'm giving you double damage.
Okay.
So you do end up doing 14 points of damage as you see your blade arc right across one of its skulls
Okay.
and embed itself in its head.
No worries.
Okay. So, Willie got off a dagger.
Yeah.
Do you have a second attack?
No, that's it.
Okay. Flamin's still just staring at it, apparently paralyzed with what to do.
He's concerned about the dead horse.
Yeah, he moves over to the dead horse. Because it
So
was
I'll put it back together again.
And at which point we're up to Little Miss. Who's also on mute.
I'm going to try and hit this thing again,
Yep.
but I'm going to try and hit it with a higher spell slot.
Yep.
Still chaos. Well,
Still Chaos Bolt, and
How many heads have you got left
even
at the moment?
even with the high spell slot, it doesn't increase the DC to cast it. So the DC is still 16.
Yeah. Is there a reason it shows up as a skull on your map?
Because that means it's being reduced to 0 hit points, and until it starts regenerating, it's currently prone and easy break.
Oh, I see, yep.
How many heads have you got left?
It has 4 heads left.
4 heads still.
That's an 18.
18 is a hit, so you're...
No, that's a
sorry.
successful spell.
18 is a successful spell off.
And it's a 19 to hit.
And is a successful hit on your spell. You will be doing double the damage.
Because it's not moving, it's not dodging.
Just pulling out the extra d6s. There we go. So it's 21 damage,
Yep.
and it's going to be force damage.
Okay. You hit one of the heads and you see it go flying over the top of it with a dagger stuck in it. And then Simply Red gets to go.
Okay, so how many heads are left now?
You see
3.
3 heads on it right now.
Okay, let me bring up my thing. And... Alright, I would like to try and cut 2 heads off, I guess.
Okay.
So, first attack. 26.
26 is a hit.
Jeez, 1 off at 20, hey. I'm rolling really well when they're asleep. 13. So that's
13.
max damage.
So is that, and double it, you take one of the heads off.
Okay. Then 20
That's a hit.
inclusive. Yeah. And it does 11 damage.
And when you double that, it also takes a head off, leaving one whole head left. And at that point, Dimitri notices that its acid burn has stopped, and it's
Yep.
Dimitri's go. So given you think its next turn, it will get back up again.
But if I cut the head off, it won't get up again.
That is correct.
It will actually be down to 0 heads. Yeah. And it's still effectively unconscious though?
It is still effectively unconscious because it has to spend the round
Has
to
to have
recover.
its turn to regenerate. Yep, okay. So I will go for chopping off another head with the dagger. Natural 20.
Natural 20, the head just goes flying off. No damage roll at all. And it,
I remembered, I forgot to actually apply sneak attack damage last time too.
okay,
But
so
I figured with a dagger I wasn't going to take more than one head off at a time.
you did manage to sever the entire head. As it falls to the ground, there is a burst of lightning arcing everywhere.
Ooh.
And at the end of the burst, in Dimitri's hand is an amulet with a 9-headed hydra on it.
Okay, so I guess the lightning's not particularly damaging then.
No.
An amulet of the Hydra, huh?
Could you just, for us players, Dimitri, can you just scream out there can be only one and raise your hand up?
Well, obviously there can only be one Dimitri.
And Martin, if you've got any Highlander, Queen music you could play, that'd be great.
Well, but I do have the lightning. I can throw in some lightning there, so where are we? Lightning spell. So yes, Dimitri now has the amulet of the Hydra.
Okay. For the time being, he'll just hang on to that
And in Trolda, the parent dialect of your language, you see the name Kraktos on the other side,
Kraktos.
which you recognize as being one of the creatures defeated by Halab in his quest for immortality.
Right. Okay, so Dimitri's on the way. Following in Hello's footsteps, just like his old dad.
So yes, you have managed to slay the Hydra.
Yeah, virtually single-handedly, really.
Okay, so as you
Roll initiative on Dimitri.
yes, there was the sound of rolling dice. So as you take a breath, you do see that the sun's still shining. Only a whole 18 seconds has passed since you first heard the Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that was a lot of stuff happening in 18
rounds.
seconds.
Yes.
Three
Dimitri will go over
It was
to
3 to 6 rounds.
Dimitri will go over to Plum and confirm that the horse probably isn't getting better.
Yeah, the horse is in 2 to 3 pieces. One of it's still in one of their heads.
Yeah.
You recover your dagger for stuck in the forehead of one of their heads. It's just sitting on the ground with bits of sparks coming off it. Because their head's now disappeared. So Willie gets his dagger back. Okay, and at this stage I am going to ask that Dimitri make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
He was the only one bitten by the Hydra. Ah.
No, well, he didn't take any damage from the Hydra.
Didn't, oh that's right,
He has the arcane shield.
That's correct, your shield protected you. So, if it had bitten you, it was actually poisonous.
Oh, okay. Well, you would have got 19 on the Constitution saving throw, but hopefully it doesn't matter anyway.
You would have made it just on that as well.
So. And the horse failed its Constitution saving throw.
It did fail its Constitution saving throw because it got disadvantaged because it was ripped in half. So it was a good horse. You rode it well.
Indeed. So, now,
After Pharistos manages to bring himself down properly from his impromptu flying, he did enjoy the flight while it lasted.
yeah. Yeah. Dimitri will be, say, looking at the remains of the Hydra, but then also, in fact, is there remains left after the lightning show?
There is no piece of the body left.
Right, okay. You will then go and talk to, what was it, Facestock or something?
Facestock.
What the hell? Yeah.
As you're talking to him, you do
Is that what
notice.
you were expecting?
As you look at him, you do notice that he's actually blind while he's seems to be looking directly at you.
Right.
He has the milky white eyes of someone you cannot see.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think we already knew that based on the fact that we had actually been talking to him and he told us my history, so...
Can I put my hand on Dimitri and say, watch your pockets? Trust me, I'm a pirate. And then I sit back.
Dimitri will, yes, give simply read a somewhat puzzled look, thinking, what the hell is he on? But then, yes. So we've got placed with the... We've actually got the other clerics as well, haven't we?
You do. That they were sort of trying to keep the yellow horses
Oh,
under
right,
control.
yeah, happy with that, that's right then.
And that they were the heroes you guys are to face it flying.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. It was just the story of, hang on, yeah, we had other people around. So, is that basically another of the creatures of the, darkness?
It is a servant of Zargos. You have met a number of their servants already on your travels here, he says. Sort of staring off absentmindedly to the left of you as he's talking at you. She is your nemesis, who has been sent to stop you as daughter of one of the opposing gods.
Well, we'll deal with her if and when she reappears. I think I gave her a bit of a smacking last time round, so...
So I see that you are on the quest of your forefather. And other forefathers like you.
Well, we're here to ensure that this world is not destroyed, and that part of that involves, apparently, ensuring that the correct emperor is on the throne and living. We were sent here to recover a scepter that can apparently restore the emperor to the throne. Are you able to provide such an item?
I can. I have seen the scepter within a hill upon which rests the seat of power. Into a musty chamber long forgotten, the scepter is there, floating in the air like the sun.
Do you have like a GPS coordinate or like, you know, like where?
The division is unclear as to where.
Seat of power is
that
possibly the Emperor's Palace or something?
Possibly. Seek him known as the Ratter. He knows.
The which?
The Ratter.
The Ratter. So, do we know where the Ratter might be found?
You hear a cough from behind you, embarrassed from the redhead priestess. She knows.
Okay. And is the Emperor's Palace actually in the city we arrived at?
It was in the city you arrived at.
I thought Dimitri was going to... Hang on. We came all the way out here to just go back there. Jeez.
And he thanks you for stopping the unholy servant of Karameikos. He has been haunting his dreams of late.
I'm going to head off because I've got to get up in like 7 hours for work.
Hopefully you sleep well, and hopefully you won't attack too much by a cat because
Yeah, I was going to bed and he can shut up. Alright.
Is that name that he said, the Karak or whatever it was? Is that a name
yeah,
that
no,
you've come
no,
across before?
it is the first time you've heard that name before.
Dimitri will inquire as to... I thought you said the creature was akin to the daughter of the Immortal that was opposing us. I did not think that was Karameikos.
That is the name that my god has chosen to call him or her.
So it is the same...
Also known as Zargos by some and Nyx by others.
and considering he's active at the moment, we're assuming he's also Thanatos type effect.
Servants of gods can be active while the god is not there.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's just a servant. Okay, yeah. So, okay, yeah. So Zargos and Karameikos are the same thing, right? Or same being. Yeah, well, so to say, we didn't hang around to clear up any damage or concerns. Didn't actually do much here, did we? Didn't even take out the scaffolding.
They did damage it, but they can repair it themselves, and they have plenty of clerics here to help.
Dimitri will turn to Halias or something like the red-headed cleric.
Yep.
You know this ratter?
I says, yes, he's an ugly little man who lives in the sewers beneath Corsa. He said that he catches rats and makes them his pets. Rumours also say that his mother was a rat.
Right. So again, back in the city, so I think the idea is that he potentially knows the way under the Emperor's Palace.
Yes.
Right. And is he likely to be helpful?
He can be persuaded to be helpful, but she can't help you in that persuasion. He can take you to where she last knew he was, or make inquiries. But she can't do much more than that.
Your name is not necessarily likely to help such discussions. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, her dealings with him had not been polite, nice, agreeable.
Right.
But at least heading back to the capital will find less resistance because most of the soldiers have moved further and further out.
Indeed. So, in fact, actually, we haven't had a chance to actually look around this canyon much, have we?
You have not.
Because Dimitri's certainly interested in going and having a look at this statue of Halab and bits and pieces. And potentially talking to Face-Off a bit more, but apparently he talks in meaningless dreams type stuff that have no not worth listening to. It's not that prophecy stuff. That's all ridiculous.
Okay, so stepping over what appears to be bones of many humanoids, you find that the 2-foot-tall clay statue of Halab, dressed in their Millennium armor and painted to appear lifelike. It does look a lot like you. And at this point, you actually notice that your hair has actually changed to a fiery red color.
I told you I didn't need a guy, Gil.
Right. So he's just walking along and his hair changes colour.
Well, it changed during the whole...
Possibly after the lightning strike. You saw his hair change. Dimitri noted the medallion in his hand. But it's still quite short at the moment. It hasn't suddenly gone long and flowing or anything like that.
no, it's the same length it was previously.
Just now fiery red.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just make that edit.
Just like the stories.
Yeah, so I'll just make the annotation on my character sheet description. Well, I guess we're heading back to the capital then, is that right?
I believe that is correct.
Nothing more to do around here?
You see that they basically, all they have here is their kitchen area, their living area, and their storage where they keep all their pigments and paints.
So while we're here, is there anything we should be doing?
You could rest and pray to the great Halav for bringing his servant to us.
Alright, well I'm happy to do that.
Really, the other question was also, how long have we been travelling in this sleep cycle? Not days. So.
You would probably not have long before you'd need to rest anyway.
Okay, well certainly then, the opportunity to recover and partake of a meal with our fine hosts. I'm sure they've got a banquet that they can put forward.
Okay. So they bring out food that is plain yet looking but very rich in flavour. So it looks like simple breads, but has a wonderful herb and meat taste to it. And their drink, which looks plain, has a strong flavour of grapes and other juices.
During the after dinner or something like that time, Dimitri will take the opportunity to examine the amulet more carefully.
Okay, looking at it, it seems to be connected to you. It has automatically bonded to you.
Taking up an attune slot?
No.
Okay. So it's a free curse item. Woo!
Well, most cursed items actually boot one of your existing items already.
Yeah, that's right, I know. That's like a free curse item. Doing what is it, like an hour or something to look at magic items to try and identify them or work out what they might do, at least in a general sense?
From spending an hour looking at the item, you think it is a key of some sort.
A key?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will also offer to face boss to feel it, to see if he recognises or understands exactly what it is.
He says it's part of your journey and it wants to go with you.
Yes, I can't pick that up myself, thank you.
You'll need it before you complete your quest.
Okay. Well, I will not lose it then. Thank you.
You put it on?
It's a medallion, isn't it? Right?
It's a medallion, yes.
Yeah, he'll put it around his neck. It's probably the most convenient place to carry it. Along with the other necklaces that he's got hanging around his neck at the moment.
Okay. So you all get to rest up for the night. The clerics are giving you a chance to rest by being on guard duty, saying they'll wake you if there's any issues. You have really, the bedding is also simple but comfortable. having been set up to accept visitors. This is one of their holy hidden places.
Nice. Oh, so they tend to get the odd pilgrim or two.
Normally important pilgrims.
Yeah.
And as all the previous Hallowed returns have come here, they're used to the occasional person showing up.
Dimitri will also then during the, not the evening as such, but yes, the that sleep cycle type of cases, talk to Faceless and inquire if he has, again, basically talk to him about the other books of Hallowed that I've got, as to how they fit into his understanding of Hallowed. I've been noted before the fact that effectively they're all their beliefs effectively predated my books, and so therefore the books potentially branched off in some way.
So do you hand the 3 books over?
Well, I figured I'd probably read them to him, or read extra, because I figured he probably can't read them.
Well, you do know a lot of seers can actually see more by touching than by being described.
Yeah, but that's obviously the first attempt will be to actually read it to him. But like I say, if he asks to actually handle it, Dimitri will allow him the opportunity. Carefully, they're pretty old. Careful.
The first one he touches, he says, this one was written by people who believed in Hallowed and his teachings. One of the other ones you give him, he touches that one and says, this one was written by people who believed in Hal and her teachings.
Yep.
And the last one he touches, he says, this one was written by people who follow Odin and his teachings.
Okay. Yes, I had notes down that one was 600 years old, one was Hal's version, and one was book 3. So I guess I'll put the book 3 down as Odin.
No, the older one was Odin's one.
Okay, so 600 years old is Odin.
And the newest one was Hallowed's teaching.
Okay.
Because Hallowed's teaching was based on older belief systems.
Yeah.
Because they also, while they worship Hallowed, they understand that Hallowed was sponsored to become a god by the gods of the people.
Yeah.
It is an interesting thing when they do know that their god came from other gods and used to be mortal like them.
Yes. So that will and
he also asked, did you find the stories of Petra and Zerchev?
I have the only artifacts of them that I have found recently, or it has been. I had something that had. Sure, I had something somewhere that had a picture of Petra or something, but not actually their, nothing of their teachings. So.
It's because the teaching of Hallowed is also reflected in the teaching of Petra and Zerchev, his companions.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's certainly, yeah, because Petra and Zerchev, I'm assuming, come up in those 3 books. Particularly probably the 3rd one, I'll expect.
So they do come up in the 3rd one.
Yeah. Does he also, can he also make anything of the sacramental goblets you and Paul that are apparently cursed? So I will warn him that I'm not entirely certain how the effect is, but my research so far has indicated that they may potentially be eventually cleansed or destroyed if necessary, but I'm more curious exactly what their effect might be at this stage, and if they're...
Okay, he touches the bowl and he says that this is used to collect the blood of those sacrificed in the name of any god.
Mm-hmm.
He does not like the practice of human sacrifice, but he understands that there are religions out there who do. It is not one of the teachings of Hallowed.
Okay, so in fact that's potentially what the curse is related to, is the fact that the bowl may have been corrupted from what its original purpose is to now be a blood sacrifice collection.
And the goblet is used to give the power of those slain and captured in the bowl to those who drink it.
Right. And yeah, okay. So basically it's a set that's been corrupted to encourage sacrificial blood taking.
And none of these items were originally associated with Halab.
Ah, okay.
They have the taint of Orcus on it. An enemy of Halab.
Yes. And so it seems that the implication that they were sacramental to Halab is actually something that's been part of the process. It's been a deliberate attempt to corrupt the following. Is that the implication?
But that is the implication.
Right.
He can see the picture of the horned god clearly when he touches those items.
Right.
If you drink enough of your enemy, you'll be given the gift of unlife.
That's right. I wasn't planning on using them too much anyway, so, and it sounds like then the goal will eventually be to destroy them rather than cleansing them, because if they were never actually part of Hell Earth, well, we don't need to recover them. So.
They are minor artifacts in their own right, he says.
Yes, I'm not saying we can toss them under a rock or put them in a fire, so...
Oh, he says that they are not indestructible, and you can bend them to your will, but they are powered by a god, which is what makes them an artifact.
Yes.
And while that god's away, their power wanes.
Now,
If you can find something, an anther enough to be god of undeath, then you may actually be able to destroy these items while the god's away.
We've got an opportunity at the moment while he's a bit distracted.
You do?
Okay.
He has not been given a vision of what that might be. It's a puzzle for you to solve as part of your quest in this place.
I never wanted to be in the first place.
He pats your hand softly and says, we never wanted to need you either.
I guess a humble man is only got to do what a humble man can do.
And if you don't have a humble man, at least we've got you, he says. Well, he cannot see you, he can clearly see your spirit, and it is not a humble spirit.
Dimitri's certainly not concerned or offended if someone sees through it.
Okay, so, did anyone else wish to talk to one of the priests or the oracle during the night?
I think I was sleeping, so no, probably not. I was covered in dragon blood and quite happy to snooze.
Okay, you have amazing dreams of flying through the air, of being free. I'm standing on a pirate ship in the clouds with your hair streaming behind you and everyone doing your beck and call while you man the ship.
I like that.
Hey, a flying pirate ship is something that happens.
Well, clear down here.
You do. And so what about Willie? Willie was sleeping as well?
Yeah, I don't think I've got anything to say.
Okay, so Willie himself has dreams of glory, of being a master merchant, of being a head of the house with all those who you have served in the past coming to you and praising your wealth and success.
Okay.
And it's one of the nicest dreams you've ever had of, you remember growing up poor, so, and basically you have images of your family and loved ones around you.
Okay. So, do they tally with reality?
They are people you know,
Okay.
and that haven't died yet,
Yeah.
as far as you know.
Alright.
Okay, so, Little Miss.
Yeah, I'll talk to the Oracle if they'll talk to me.
Yeah, the Oracle will happily talk to you and say, how may I help you, little one? Is your new body troubling you?
No, I'm just adjusting to the height. I
Height
feel a
is,
little unusual being this much taller.
but at least now people can ask you to get things for them.
It's kind of good to be underestimated though if you're short.
Yes, there is that, and most people will not expect an elf to have the cunning that you have.
Ah. So, I was wondering if I could ask some questions.
Ask away, and I will answer what I can. I have seen many things.
How does your ability to see work?
He does not really, he ponders for a moment, he says, when I touch things, I get impressions of what was, what will be, and what is yet to come. And sometimes those things are true and sometimes they're not. It's hard to tell. Because the past, present, and future can change.
Does it come from a god?
It was a gift from the gods, but it comes from me now.
Huh. Do you know if we're going to be successful with this whole thing?
He reaches his hand out to yours, and then waits for you to grab his hand.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, he closes his eyes. He says, there is a chance you will succeed, and you will bring the gods back. But beware what you ask and what they offer, because they are already trying to set you on a different path. Be
Do you mean Simarak?
More the god with whom you made bargains with in your youth. Those who pretend to be other gods. Not Koratiku, Thanatos, he says.
Why'd you accidentally bargain with?
Those dark spells have come from Thanatos?
Yes, he is one of the strongest corruptors of heroes there has ever been.
What have I promised him?
At this stage, to use his power. You haven't actually given anything up yet. And now that you know who he is, the more of his power you use, the more you belong to him.
Right. Does that mean that Karatiku hasn't been who I've been worshipping at all in my life?
No, you have. He pats your hand softly and says, no, you have been worshipping Karatiku. Just that, like all things, another god decided to intervene and divert you from the path you were given. Thanatos is known as the destroyer of
What's the
all
best way to
things.
fix this?
Be true to yourself and what you believe in. Just because a god tells you one thing doesn't mean you must do what the god says. Gods can be crazy. And they do not think in the ways of us mortals because it's been too long since they were mortal. Some of them may never have been mortal.
Simarak helping us out. Which seems...
That's what he says anyway.
That's what he says, and, you know, he's generally on Koratiku's side, to a degree, so I'm trusting that for now. Is that a mistake?
He pauses for a moment and says, he is a servant of a god, but he does say be wary of all gods, because while we suit their purpose, they will provide us aid, but they will quite happily take that aid away if someone else provides the services they need better. So be aware that you are just a piece on a board that they will get captured so they can achieve another end.
Simrat gave me this dagger to help me cast my spells more easily here, but the last time I used it, it did something to me, and I don't feel as strong, or that's not the right word, as resilient. Do you know why?
The gods have given you the power to bypass the restrictions of this world, but at the cost of your very soul. So it will use your life force, which you will not get back easily, to cast your spells.
You didn't mention that, of course.
Because to the gods, they don't have the mortality problems we have. And most of them forget that mortals need to eat, sleep, entertain themselves, and basically have more than just duty in their lives.
And their life essence might be limited.
There is that too. And that we also have limited years to do our tasks in.
You're being incredibly helpful. I just have one... No, I have two more questions, if that's okay, if I'm not...
He pats your hand again softly and says, if you need to have questions, now's the time to ask because you may not get another chance.
So, another question is, how do I've been not using Thanatos's messed up magic. How do I, actively purge it from my soul and memory?
Well, he says if you spend time in study, you can learn other spells that will replace those ones. And once you've replaced them, they will be gone and no longer accessible. You will still remember having used them and where you got them from, but you will no longer be tempted to use them again.
But remember, the process for doing that might be harder down here in the Hollow Room.
He says, down here, learning defensive spells is easy. Learning spells that allow you to affect energy and throw energy around is unknown, unless of course you brought it with you from somewhere else.
But even if I replace those, I'll still remember how they work.
You'll still remember how they
I
work.
can't to them anymore.
You'll still remember who taught you and how they work.
Is there any way to get rid of that?
No, it's a part of your life's lesson.
Lobotomy.
Because you can then be an instructional piece to those that you teach about some of the traps of God's teaching and tempting you away from the true faith of your beliefs. Not all things you see is plain.
Okay. And last question. How do I best honor Koratiku and my people and my trade?
He thinks for a moment and he says, live a full life, have adventure, and stand up for your principles. Because Karameikos believes in thought above all else and free will. So just bowing to what someone else tells you to do is not something he believes in. Neither does Simarak. Simarak is also one of your patrons because of your history and love of the ocean. And both of them believe that everyone deserves to think and create thought in what you do. So if there are any boundaries or barriers in your life, they're only there if you put them there.
All this stuff happening here is putting my people in danger, isn't it?
Everything happening here is putting everyone's people in danger. There may be other things Thanatos has done to slow you down and make you divert from your task, because if you achieve your task but let the other actions of Thanatos go, you may still not win.
How do I destroy his avatar?
His avatar can only be banished, not destroyed. His avatar will basically be banished when you bring the gods back, or free Asterius, Simarak, who you have been in contact with.
So it's pretty much permanently stuck here because of the way that summoned creatures get trapped here?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything you summon here is stuck here, including the avatar. Though the avatar being that if it uses accesses god magic, it can leave using the god's magic. But it doesn't have to if it doesn't want to.
And we can't kill it, we can only banish it.
You can only banish it. Because it's an extension of the god itself.
I'm determined to find a way. Will I ever one day find a way to kill a god? Because if so, I'm going to kill Thanatos.
It is possible to kill a god. At level 8.
New life.
It didn't say what level, it said it is possible to kill a god. Gods have fallen.
Yep, hashtag new life goals.
Well, actually, that's not so much a life goal, that's an immortal goal.
Thank you for answering my questions. You're really friendly and helpful.
I am here to serve those in need, he says.
What god do you worship?
He worships Halev, he always has. Halev is a god who believes in the might must look after the weak, and that all people are equal no matter where they come from, which is why he's happy to help people from different cultures and beliefs.
And it's also obviously why he chose Dimitri to be his vessel.
Obviously.
And he is one of the first clerics you've actually met who doesn't seem to have any care of sharing information. Most of them are closed-mouthed about things.
But Dimitri will point out to you after the conversation and going through and whether he was sitting in the conversation and listening at the same time, or he was sitting off to the side and listening in, simply curious to hear what Faceless had to say generally. But yeah, so you remember, after all of that, what was the first thing he told you? The gods can deceive you. And he's just a mouthpiece of a god. Not that Dimitri wants to make you put doubt in your mind or anything like that.
So the teaching of...
Politically,
What was that?
Is Dimitri actually physically in this conversation?
He was sitting nearby, and he says it to you right after you finish talking to him.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, one thing he did say to you that did resonate well with what you grew up with is the gods of thought, who both Karameikos and Asterius belong to, do believe in thought being the most important aspect of the universe, and that provoking thought in others is part of their goals, including their followers and their enemies alike.
Don't blindly follow what you've been told. Think about it. Make your own decisions.
Part of the doctrine of the gods of entropy is to stifle thought and to make people rigidly believe in things.
Fair enough.
So with all that, it's basically the teachings do say that it's up to you to decide what's right. Because the gods can only lead you in a direction, they can't make you walk it.
And obviously that goes for Thanatos too. He can lead you down a dark path, but don't have to get set down there.
That is true, he can offer you great power and great rewards. And so that night, both Dimitri and Little Miss have no dreams. You sleep peacefully.
Cool. Much better than my first few nights in Honolulu.
Okay. So you wake up in the morning to the nice noon sun and a fresh meal prepared for you of eggs and fresh bread.
Delicious. Now, did we actually have spare horses on our...
You did have spare horses.
That's right then.
So Flamen will have to give up one of his horses.
Otherwise, I'm happy to share with someone because I'm little and I like cuddles.
I'm sure Play would have no problem with Dimitri using one of his horses.
Yeah, just got a message that we won't be having a Flamen shot tonight.
I was going to say, yeah. Just got a message from Hyman. Over my dead body!
He can make that statement later, but unfortunately at this stage he is acquiescing to your request.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
He always listens to Dimitri's advice and ideas.
you were told that it will take you at least another 7 days to reach the capital.
So how long it took to get here first time?
Let me see.
I mean, I'm assuming they don't time anyway.
I didn't note down exactly how long, but I'll say 7 days back.
Either way, I'm happy at whatever it might be. So I'm assuming we can't get back faster than we got there. So. And do we get back? So do the three priests that were collecting water, do they come back with us, or are they staying at the prophet?
They're going to stay with the prophet and help repair the scaffolding. And one of them does offer Willie a token of their gratitude.
Okay.
Well, they remember some of the things you did for them in the cabin. You were one of the ones who drank from the water.
Right.
And you were quite helpful.
Alright.
So they give you a little vial of water from their sacred urn.
Okay.
And say when you find the need, you'll know when to use it.
That's pretty cryptic.
They said that's what the prophet said to tell you.
Okay. Alright. Thanks very much.
They said you'll know when.
Okay.
And it looks like the sort of thing you throw at something.
Alright. Throw onto something. Okay.
Yeah. When you find someone really smelly and they need a bath.
Alright. Done. So we're going to call that potion of whatever.
Potion of water.
So, a vial of hallow.
Yeah, it's not vile hallow. So we're heading back in towards the capital, which is obviously under control of
The Emperor.
the Krakos Emperor. But at least for the first few days of travel, I expect we should be reasonably calm. And when we get close, we have to start really worrying about whether they're seeing or things again, possibly. Well, apparently they can track us anyway, can't they? To be able to find us with things going on, so...
So, 2 days on your return journey back to the capital. As you pass between two grassy hills, you see a mud-brick cottage with a thatched roof about 50 yards to your left. Lying near the cottage is the body of a man. He is obviously dead, his head having been caved in. Lying on the ground around him are 3 dead sheepdogs. Sitting in the shade with his massive back against the cottage is a Cyclops. 2 empty stone urns lie at his feet. From a third he takes a huge gulp, spilling a red liquid down his chin, wiping his face on a ratty sheepskin tunic. He glares at you with a single bloodshot eye and says in a booming voice, "Leave your wine and gold, or face the same fate as the shepherd lying yonder," he says.
So just one guy.
One guy.
And
Well, he's a big guy.
but there's 6 of us or whatever.
There are 6 of you.
Do we just ride around him?
Surely we should avenge the poor shepherd.
Oh, right. Are we assuming that he was the cause of it?
Well, he
Well, he just said
said he'd done it.
Okay,
I
then.
don't have any wine at the moment either, so it's probably not a bad stop.
Okay. So, I will give you a initiative roll to see who gets to go away.
see whose random idea comes up first.
15.
23.
23, 15.
Right, plus 3. 6 for Dimitri.
How about Little Miss?
Why do I need to be involved in this initiative order?
If you want to do something.
It's what your reaction's going to be on the idea of who's doing something first to find out what his result is likely to be.
If you want, you can simply decide to just wait until next round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait.
Okay, so Simply Red gets to go first. What would Simply Red like to do, having heard the boast of this Cyclops that he wants your gold, your wine, and that he's just killed some shepherds and they're shepherds' dogs?
I would like to... How far away is he from me in feet?
I would say he's about 60 feet from you.
I'd like to travel 40 feet.
Yep.
And stare at him and say, how about you give me the wine? And look menacing.
Okay, give me an intimidation check.
I'll find out what to add, but that was an 18.
Okay.
What's intimidation?
Yep.
21.
21. He actually stops and looks at you. He seems to be a bit ruffled by your intimidating presence.
All, 3 feet of me, absolutely.
Well, halflings are the most terrifying thing in this world that you've found out so far.
And you still on the horse?
I think you left the horse and ran.
Yeah, I got off the horse and ran.
Fair enough then.
Okay, so, Willie is now up. You've just seen the little halfling, one little halfling rush up and give an ultimatum to the Cyclops.
And it's giving him pause.
And
You can tell the intimidation
he
factor
seems to be
by killing
shaking.
another halfling.
Alright, well I'll run at him, but I won't stab him or anything.
Okay, with weapons out.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an intimidation roll. You get advantage because he's already intimidated.
Okay. $24.
Okay, he is looking extremely ruffled at this stage. He puts both his hands up and goes, hey, no one said anything about halflings yet. Take the wine, take the wine. Just let me get out of it. It's all yours, he says, as he's struggling to get up ruggedly. So, Dimitri, what would you like to do?
I said, you had to avenge the poor shepherds, because Dimitri feels so bad for them. So, I can't attack of 17 for 5 volts, I'm going to climb. He casts a 5 volt at the Cyclops.
Okay.
Still for the top 4 at this stage. I will climb.
I will give you advantage because his shaking condition.
I'm just going to check with a file to you. It's an attack roll.
I believe it is an attack roll because I don't think it has a saving throw.
So attack roll of 23.
23 hits. Did you do a cast?
I can't attack with 17 I think.
That was
for a cantrip. For 13 points of fire damage.
Okay, you hit him quite soundly with fire.
Which he then bursts, explodes because of the alcoholic fumes.
Well, it does seem to light his face up a bit as he hits him because he is quite drunk. Okay, then it is. Does Little Miss wish to roll into initiative at this point?
He really doesn't look like he's... it looks like the halflings kind of have it under control.
Yep, I'm happy with that. So, Simply Red is now up. He appears to be afraid of you.
I'd like to move the extra 20 feet to him.
Yep.
I would like to yell out, "Too late, Mr. Monocle," and I would like to cut him very hard with my sword.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a 18 to hit.
You have advantage, so you can roll twice.
That's an 18 to hit.
Okay.
And that's 7 damage.
Okay, it resoundingly hits him.
And my second attack, that's a 25 to hit.
That's it.
Oh, that's 13.
Okay, he is taking a beating from you.
Just a question. We've had a short rest since the last fight, right?
You've had a long rest. So
Yeah,
you should
I'd
be-
like to do an action burst, please.
You can have your second second set of 2 attacks.
That's 16 to hit.
16 is a hit.
9 damage.
Yep.
And then 19 to hit.
That is also a hit.
12 damage.
Okay. Yes, you are cutting into him quite nicely, but he still haven't taking him to half his hit points.
That's fine.
But you are cutting his legs and feet to ribbons. Okay, Willie. You're seeing Simply Red go to town painting the Cyclops red.
Alright, well I'll stab him. With a crit.
Okay. Well, that's the way to start it.
Yeah, if you get advantage, you can roll again.
So that's 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay. With your attack roll, your blow goes in soundly and manages to sink deep into his leg. So it does 26 damage.
Okay.
With doubling on the crit.
Yeah.
He's now looking worse for wear with the amount of damage he's taken.
Okay.
Okay, so he tries to make a run for it, giving you both attacks of opportunity because he's trying to leave your threatening area.
20.
Natural 20?
Natural 20, so 20,
Okay.
27 to hit, yeah.
So give me a damage roll and then double it.
It's only 11.
It's only 11. So that makes it 22.
That does.
I got an 18
You hit as well.
and got 9 damage.
Got 9 damage. Okay. Okay, as he turns, you manage to hamstring him between the two of you, and he goes down right in front of you. Trying to reach for his big long club, but it's just outside of his reach. As he sort of heads on the ground, bigger than you are, looking at the both of you beside him. Dimitri, what would you like to do?
I'll finish you off. Can't accept, no problem. Attack roll. AC 18.
That is a hit.
Ooh, yep. 20 points of fire dot roll damage.
Apparently he's still going. He's a
Oh,
tough, he's a tough giant. And Little Miss is still watching on as the little halflings have it. You can see why they have such a fearsome reputation in this place.
I kind of feel bad for this dude, hey?
Don't forget what his opening words were.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Simply Red, you're up.
19 to hit.
19, you hit.
11 damage.
Okay, your sword sinks right into his eye as he's staring at you.
Can I do another attack anyway?
You can.
And it's a 20 to hit. And I do another 12.
And you sink both of your blades into his eye. And into his brain behind it.
What the reason of it?
And the eye explodes in a big burst of gore as you find yourself swords into his brain up to your waist.
Go, halflings, go.
At which point the red-headed cleric who's been following around with you goes, were they just toying with him?
Well, so he admitted to murdering the shepherd, so he received justice. So,
Are they
do we
going to
have
feed him
time
now?
to? Do we have time to bury the shepherd?
We do have time to bury the shepherd, and I would appreciate that. Are you able to say some words for Halav, or would you prefer I do it, even though you are his avatar?
I suspect that you've got the words that his spirit will be more familiar with.
And do we need to wait for the halflings to finish devouring the what they want of the Cyclops?
Well, I wasn't planning on doing anything with the Cyclops.
Can I scream out, I found the surprise toy?
You can. Okay, so
while they're sorting that out, we'll have a bit of a look around and see if there's any evidence of potentially any other family or things like that Shepard might have left behind.
having a look around, you find that it's a rather simple little shack for a shepherd. None of his sheep are anywhere nearby. Most of the wine he was drinking was sheep blood.
Alright.
So for him that was his wine. And though you do find in his skull a little lump of iron shaped like a person. Which is the toy you found when you scream out, "I found the toy."
So it looks like this is not so much the shepherd's home, but it was sort of a base that you would, for the sheep around, like to put his sheep around this particular patch of meadows.
Well, you'd probably think he lived out of it, but he didn't look like he needed much. He looked like a very simple sort.
But he lived alone. He had no family or anything like that on the slip.
It was only a small bed, only enough for one.
No belongings to pass on to anyone else, and obviously we don't know who they are anyway, so... Yeah, well... Yep.
Making sure I get
ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Blah, blah.
So, Tassia, the red hair, gives a rather poor performance of a service for him. He was here, he was dead, let's now move on.
Dimitri thinking, wow, maybe I could have given more words.
Well, Dimitri's like it, and if Dimitrios and if our saviour would like to give any final words, she then turns to you to finish the eulogy for him. Oh, she did roll a 1 on her actual roll.
I saw that. Well, Dimitri said, well, his spirit can now rest at peace. I'm sure Halab will take him into his arms. And then privately thinking, if he was actually around at the present time.
Okay, so what does Simply Red want to do with his little statue?
I'll go give it to the goddess and just kind of not say anything, just look at her in a weird way and then walk off.
Which goddess?
Not goddess, the priestess.
The priestess? Okay. She thanks you for the mighty gift.
You're welcome. Did you roll another one?
No, it's a 7. Thought it was a 1 for a moment.
She says, with this, she should be able to control living statues.
Ooh.
So
I pause for a second as I'm walking away, curse, and keep walking.
like I said, she said it's a mighty gift.
Dimitri realised as we're walking along later in the day, type stuff, and shouting, so are living statues a common problem around here?
No, but they are known to be guardians in the sewers.
Yeah. Well, certainly could be useful then.
She agrees, and she's glad that it was given to someone who could figure that out for you.
And knew how to use it, obviously.
She doesn't quite know that bit yet, but she'll study it while we're resting.
sort of work it out before we read the first living section.
Okay, and as you finish the service, you are greeted by the sight of a flight of Griffin Riders circling down towards you.
You're a bit late to get the provide justice for the shepherd. It's been done.
Well, you see there are 11 of these Griffins, each with a rider coming down.
Have we actually come across Griffin Riders so far in this world?
Yes, you have. You've seen they came out to greet your ship while you were coming into port.
That's right, yes.
And besides that, they've kept their distance.
Yeah, and obviously, certainly, Dimitri's dealt with Griffin Riders before. Because they've got Griffin Riders in Karameikos, haven't they?
They do.
Yeah.
Oh.
As they started approaching, Dimitri will talk to Halia, whatever. Are the Griffin Riders normally supportive of the Emperor or the previous regime?
She says it's hard to tell because they carry the signature of the Emperor on their clothing.
In which case then, yes. If they're approaching and they appear to be coming into land, Dimitri will open the conversation with the... Yes, if you're here to deal justice to the Cyclops in response to the murder of the shepherd, it's been done.
I am not here for the shepherd, I am here for you, he says. I am Dascus, and these are my men. We were Imperial Griffin Riders in service of the Emperor. Now we are renegades, for we do not acknowledge the election of Karameikos.
Have you made that up? Karameikos.
Is that actually the same name that the alternate name for the prophet used?
That is the name that you heard the prophets use.
Oh, okay, so they're actually referring to the Emperor at that point then, or the new Emperor. Okay. He was apparently synonymous with Zargos.
And with Nyx.
Yes. Marvellous.
And so that's all evil people?
That they are all considered the entropic gods.
Yeah, well, okay. They're all going to be, if our current quest goes well, Little Miss might achieve her life goal a lot sooner than she expected.
Cool. Okay.
Well, the generic life goal of killing an immortal.
I know which one you mean. It's a specific immortal I'm after, though.
Yeah, no, that's right. In the generic sense, you'll get some practice. By the sound of it.
Okay.
Greetings, Dascus.
So we have heard of the heroes of Halav and your quest, and we have decided to seek you out and offer our assistance.
Well, your assistance will be most welcome, I'm sure.
Happy to get flying somewhere.
Where you wish to go, oh mighty and terrifying halfling.
Africa? I don't know.
Where is this Africa we speak of? If you point the way, we will follow you.
Well, I think that's a good idea if everyone's in agreement, but I guess Playman would like to keep his horses.
He could come bringing the horses after.
I was going to say, so how
Like
long
a
would it
reading
take
on
to
leash.
fly to the capital from here?
It would take us 2 days to fly.
So that's going to save about 5 days total, is it?
It would save, it would be
Well, probably about
4
3 or
days,
4
4
days
days,
from now.
4 days to ride, 2 days to fly.
Yes. Well, it would seem that it is advantageous for us to move quickly, although I'm not certain that flying into the middle of the capital is going to be subtle. But we can work out a way to get in on the way. So, but yes, I would think that yes, potentially we can fly there and Plumman can bring the horses.
Can I ask a question?
You can ask many questions, terrifying halfling, he says, looking at you.
What does subtle mean?
Subtle?
Saddle? Oh, sorry.
Subtle or subtle, he says. I don't want to get it wrong in answering such a specific question.
Sorry, I'll be quiet.
No, he's happy to. He looked at you with a little bit of worry in his voice.
But presumably the question was more directed to Dimitri then.
Yes.
He's the one that
Yes,
used
it was.
Yeah. Well, subtle is a potentially slightly exotic term, particularly for someone like yourself. Basically, meaning is everything you're not.
That makes sense.
So you have been learning the ways of subtlety from the book given to you by Cimarak.
Yeah, it's a hard chapter though.
I know, because every time you finish reading it, you seem to be starting it again when you pick the book up. You think Cimarak's trying to tell you something subtly?
I wonder what it is.
He gets stuck on all the long words.
Okay. So, considering it is now close to 10 o'clock, and this might be a good point to finish for the night, having achieved quite a lot. You have slain the dragon, you have fought the Cyclops, you have met the Imperial Guard.
Don't let me call that a fight.
It was still a fight, and it was an amazing fight by the two halflings. They shown why they're such terrors of the seas.
It was mostly Dimitri starting and finishing it.
And next session we'll have you in the capital chasing down their scepter.
Presumably finding Mr. Ratha first.
Yep.
Awesome. Hopefully the Griffin Riders might be a better introduction than Halio or Taxi or whatever her name was.
The Griffin Riders are basically the high-end security of the city. So Tassia is the nicer one of the two compared to the evildoers.
In the way they may have interacted with the Ratha.
Yeah.
Right.
So you'd think that the Griffin Riders would probably have killed him if he had crossed them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
Okay, so you have achieved much tonight. You found out a lot about how the gods are operating, and that you do have a chance in the end. And that a couple of you have been given dreams of possible futures.
and Dimitri's ended up with another few quests along the way.
He has. Okay, so I'll call it there for tonight.
Yep.
And
Okay. Well,
go ahead, Jeremy.
I was going to say, right, we'll catch you guys next week or the week after.
Yes.
Sounds awesome. Thank you, everybody.
All good, and hopefully you feel better soon, Emrys, so you can get up to doing more things.
More and more codeine is the answer to everything. But thanks, guys. I'll chat to you all soon.
I'll chat to you all later.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Martin,
Yep.
are you looking at doing anything next Tuesday?
I was thinking of doing a character creation session for using the Star Wars rules with the fact that they will be no Force users and no rebels, and doing a high style storyline.
Okay. Have you got extra players interested particularly in that one at the moment?
We do. We actually have enough players to start.
Okay.
So,
Because I'll probably step out of it for the time being, just because I'll probably be intermittent for the next couple of months anyway, and because Tuesday night is the night when I often have to get away to get Rowie.
Yep.
I'll step out of that one for the time being, but I can potentially be around if the need a guest player occasionally.
Well, you're welcome to sit out where you can, and we'll just we'll do the next session creating characters for people so they get a feel of who they are and what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's giving me a chance to try out the rules with new players who want to play it.
And I think it's like a good opportunity to, like say, if you have people who wanted to get in on the ground level of the campaign, that you can get some fresh players into the player pool. So
it does help.
Yeah.
So have a good night, and if you're free on the weekend and want to do something, let me know.
This weekend we'll be down in Melbourne for Easter. So yeah.
Okay.
So in fact, yes, on that idea, Tuesday certainly wouldn't be available anyway, but Wednesday night obviously we could make it. So
Okay.
should be back again on Wednesday. So
Well, safe travels.
okay, then, have a good night, have a good Easter all.
You too. Bye.
See you later.